to the top left-hand side of this best of 3, we have our blue Zerg player. This is Nerchio. And at the bottom right-hand side, the red Terran is aLive. So, looking to see what's going to be happening over the next couple of moments. Looking to see how these guys are going to be opening, guys. I'm saying a lot of things at the same time over. Multiple times over the day, sorry. I'm a little bit distracted. I don't quite feel myself, I'm not going to lie. I was up a little bit through the night feeling a little bit ill, but I feel a lot better coming into the cast, but I think it's still affecting me a little bit, but hopefully all good. It's been good enough anyways. I don't think it's actually shown too badly. It's just when I say something like twice in a row or something, by the way I still have the cast text up, there we go. When I say something myself twice in a row, I'm like, wait, I just said that, and then I feel really silly. And then I point it out, and you guys probably notice it more, and then I feel even sillier. So maybe we should just shut up and get on with the game. So let's see how this goes. A queen on the way up, 6lings as well, because it was a pool first, and we'll see how that pays off for Nerchio, as aLive does not SCV scout, so he isn't going to be able to see pool first. A lot of this comes down to, therefore, how he uses this Reaper. Will he send it across the map? Will he keep it at home? Will he hunt for those Zerglings? Etc, etc. Just looking towards that in the next few moments, just to figure it out and to see what the situation may very well be. So, Reaper is going to come across and move across, and so far he is going to be dodged by the Lings, and that means that the Lings are potentially going to get, probably not a cancel on the CC, although it could get pretty close, honestly. I mean, 6 Lings onto the command center very quickly, that could hurt. That could hurt a little bit. Let's see what's going to happen. And, well, already one SCV pulls away, and the CC will start to take some damage. The Reaper turns around, obviously doesn't even get to check for true information beyond seeing the hatchery. One Marine came out to try and protect, but it means SCVs have to pull as well. He will come in and target the second SCV of the game now, and still 5 of the Zerglings alive, albeit 3 of them on very low HP. As we see the SCVs pulling back up to the high ground, but a great delay so far. Here comes the Reaper to help clean up, and obviously that makes it a lot simpler. It's a good defense by aLive considering the situation. It's just something he has to give up, you know. Again, he loses some mining time, but of course the Zergling also, you know, the Zerglings kind of came from a pool first, right? So it wasn't a hatchery first from Nerchio, so he had to give up a little bit of something to make that happen as well. So some trade-offs in the early stages of this game for both players here so far, and you know, continue to see what's going to happen from here on out. Again, a Reaper from aLive coming across towards the upper left-hand side. Have a little bit of a look to see what else is continuing to happen here, and we are just going to be seeing a couple of those Overlords setting themselves up. Reaper hops up in towards the main base, and again, Queen there to push it away already. So again, Reaper just going to get pushed back, and so far nothing really gained. A Roach Run comes down from Nerchio at the front and Evo Chamber as well, looking to play a Roach Focus style initially, something that Nerchio does quite a bit here in the Zerg versus Terran matchups. He actually really does prefer to kind of open with the Roaches initially, keeps them safe, and then if he needs to transition into like Balins and melee upgrades later in the game. Banshee on the way immediately from aLive, and this will keep him very safe in case Nerchio tries to be aggressive. As again, if we just quickly talk about where these players are at right now in terms of this group, Nerchio is in a pristine position to move on forwards, and a win here will very likely see him through into that next round of competition, into the playoffs. Whereas on the other side of things, well, it can get a little bit messy as we see this Reaper diving in. On the other side of things, aLive is 1-1 and Nerchio is 2-0, so it really is a little bit of a tough one in terms of what might happen. So you are going to be seeing these Hellions getting pushed away, as we are going to be seeing the again the Lair coming up as well. Again, I mean, just getting set to go, so setting up the lobby for DNS and CAS. But yeah, Nerchio so far has not lost today, and if he wins here, he would be 3-0 in the group, which is a pretty good spot to move on through the group in. As we are going to be seeing these Hellions coming in towards the bottom right-hand side. bunker starts up. Let's see if you hear from aLive as well. As we're going to see a couple of drones going down. Third worker as well, and well, this Banshee has had a little bit of success then. As you will see, the Queen's coming in to help push it back now, so Banshee going to get pushed away, and we are going to be seeing the Overseer continue through as well. A couple of Marines just tagging onto it, and obviously Nerchio just looking for some info. Going straight into Roach speed. No usage of the Evo chambers just yet, which is interesting. And the Overseer continues to be pushed away right now. It's going to be mech from aLive, throwing down another couple of factories, so aLive playing some more mech here today. He's playing a lot of bio. I actually didn't see the full series between aLive and Dark in GSL Super Tournament, I'm not going to lie. But the games I saw, he was playing a little bit of bio. So changing up a lot here today for a little bit of mech style, just to see where it goes. As we are going to be seeing those Hellions coming across over to the left-hand side. We are going to see the Queen coming forwards, and going to be able to block those Hellions off from moving in. Really, really well done here so far as aLive, unable to get in towards that natural. And again, the Banshee is able to get a couple of kills up on this top side. So that's going quite nicely. We see a Hydralisk Den now dropping down from Nerchio. Infestation Pit 2. His scouting has not quite revealed that this is mech for him just yet. I mean, he saw an armory, and yet he didn't see anything like Hellbats, right? So, I mean, that is something you can look at here as a, you know, maybe one sort of thing. And again, these Banshees coming through the top. We're going to see a few of these Hellions continue to come along and look to see what else they can get up to. As Pneumatized Carapace is about halfway done. The +1 Groove Spine, the Groove Spines upgrade is coming through from the Hydras as well. The first upgrade for those. And again, I mean, Nerchio's style is going to be good against mech, right? I mean, he can get up in towards a hive nice and quick because he's got the Infestation Pit. Nothing to lose on the 4th base, which is really awesome. Just minimizing what aLive can get done right now as he continues to move on around. What's up, TurboGuard in the chat, coming in with a 13-month resub. Says, let's make it 13 years. Thank you so much for the 13 months, man. Hope you're doing well, and thank you for rejoining us for a 13th month. Isn't that just insane? Over a year. Many more to come. Yes, let's hope so. Thank you very much. Do appreciate it. Hellions diving in again as we see 3-4 workers going down. Again, Roaches and Hydras going to be able to pick off that Hellion. We're just going to be seeing this drone coming in towards the top side, and you're going to be seeing the 5th hatch coming down as well. A couple of 4s getting rid of this Overlord as well. Just continue to clean out here. And oh, this is actually really nice. Look at this. He's going to find a bunch of Overlords with these 4s. Nerchio will free thrown all the way into a supply block here, even though he's well clear of one. Just being a bit greedy with his Overlords being spread around the map, and those 4s with the +1 attack. They get quite a bit done there. So that works out nicely. Again, Hive on the way from Nerchio going to be of utmost importance in the upcoming fights, of course. The 5th hatchery is on its way as well, glitching out a little bit in the water, as they do. And, well, a little bit of drop play from Nerchio as well. I like it, trying to split aLive up in a position or in, you know, a scenario where usually he doesn't think about defending the 3rd base, because if he sits in the front, usually that 3rd base is naturally defended. And these 2 drop loads coming around the right side. Going to be dropping in the next few moments, and ready to do a little bit of damage here. So let's see what they can get done. I mean, this is nice, right? Already a few workers going to be dropping. At the same time, the 4s are coming back in Nerchio's army. The rest of it's getting ready to strike. Oh, this is already 10, 11, 12 workers going down here. It's a lot lost from aLive already. 13, 14, 15. Oh man, the worker count is taking quite a beating right now as we're going to be seeing these Hellbats continue to come on through. Roaches and Hydras continue to fight away, and we are going to be seeing so many workers killed. We're going to see one more drop load to the south side. He's very weak though. He's going to fly through the Banshees, but there's not actual empty air, so maybe he gets away with it. The Vikings are now Overlord hunting, and 21 workers killed from that first drop. That is a massive success. Again, just going to be seeing more Roaches and Hydras in the center. Vipers on the way up. Aspire dropping down in the natural. A couple of Banshees will uncloak. This command center will lift up and drop back down. A couple of refineries on the way as well. And it looks as though aLive is ready for his push, but Nerchio is going to have Vipers for this push, and so that's one of the key things you're going to need. But does he have enough army supply? He's actually lacking army supply a little bit to deal with this. 101 army to 114. Nice and pretty here, as the Banshee's helping to lead the charge, picking off a Roach. I just turn around to fight. Here comes a Blinding Cloud initially. Good fight for Nerchio. Parasitic Bomb is huge as well on one of the Banshees, hitting the Vikings in the sky, actually. It was a Viking, not a Banshee. It's a lot of damage dealt. Nerchio with a great initial fight against this army. I mean, what a way to start things off. Tanks begin to siege Nerchio. Time for him to back away. Does he still have some Vipers alive? Yes, he has 6 of them. Okay, well, that's still a lot of utility he has to help fight. Another couple of Blinding Clouds like that, and he could get a lot done right here. Ravagers are about to finish popping. Nerchio needs to take this fight in the next couple of moments, and here we go. Already an Abduct coming forwards. First tank goes down. Another couple of tanks dragged on forwards as well. Vikings still working their way through those Vipers, and they are going to all go down now, though. Nerchio has killed a lot, but he's lost a lot as well. It's been a very expensive trade out for him. I just don't think he quite has enough to clean this out in the end. This mech army just a little bit too strong. That fight in the middle of the map was amazing. The second fight here just wasn't quite what it needed to be for Nerchio. Unfortunately, now he loses his 4th base, and of course with tanks still sieged up, this doesn't look pretty at all. The Vipers went down, there's no new ones on the map just yet. And we are going to be seeing the forwards again, just kind of pulling back, and we are going to be seeing the tanks continue to set up, and well, yeah, I mean, again, just going to be seeing a couple more Roaches getting picked away at, and Vikings, a couple of Hellbats also setting themselves up here. See what else they can do. Ravagers coming forward, and they're going to work their way through a couple of these Hellbats as well, so get some kills on those. Again, 2 more Vipers about to pop, and as 2 more Vipers pop out, it's like the last-ditched effort here from Nerchio, but he's going to lose so many bases in the process. It takes him so long to set up this defense. It's really not going to work out for him. In the bottom left, this hatchery is continuing to come on up here, and we are going to be seeing again Roaches, Ravagers, Hydras all gathering together, and well, he's going to try and run into this, but there's so many tanks. I guess this army isn't actually too scary right now, because a lot of it's in reinforcements that are still at home. They're just going to lose a little bit trying to attack in, and you know, again, sure, actually, I'll give credit where credit's due. He's going to clean this up. But can he deal with the continued attacks? Can he deal with the next stage of this? Because he just lost 2 bases that were very important to him, and the one base he gets hidden down here is now found by Hellions, and so Nerchio will just tap out aLive. We'll take game 1 of this team, and then break a bit more easily, perhaps. Alright guys, again, if you enjoyed the stream today, don't forget to hit that follow button. Don't forget to maybe support further by subscribing, etc. All of it goes a long way to allow me to keep running tournaments and casting for you guys. As we kick off into this game number 2, we are on Abiogenesis. To the bottom right, our blue Terran player. This is aLive. And to the upper left hand side, our red Zerg is Nerchio. Down a game. Let's see if we can bounce back here on a bit of a weirder map, obviously, Abiogenesis, which is starting to see some more play as we go by in time, though. I have to say, it's being used a little bit more often, especially in the TvZ matchup. We're seeing it frequent, the best of threes. It's interesting. Gonna have this SCV coming down, again ready to throw down the command center. Obviously for now it's a very standard Reaper expand from aLive. The gas pool hatch obviously again opens aggressive opportunities to Nerchio. From a pool first in the last game of 6 lings, this one's a bit more aggressive because obviously the gas is you know, down here, and obviously that gives him ling speed, it gives him the potential to go into Roaches. It's a second Rax from aLive. He's going to go for the 2-on-1. So he's going to be going for a bio style this time around rather than that mech, which I said was obviously a possibility. As we do see these 2 lings coming down the left side and looking to see just what they can get up to. There's a couple of lings down the left. The Reaper comes over and is going to be able to work its way through this first Zergling and make its way towards the second Zergling as well. So aLive able to come in and is able to get a nice little bit of a cleanup here already. Nicely done so far, and then of course the factory coming down. We all know the 2-on-1, a very well known build order from Terran players. And aLive going to try and use it here as a way to grab a victory in game 2 of this series. It'd be nice to see Nerchio tied up though. Would like to see a little bit of back and forth in this best of 3. I think it's the best of 3 between 2 of the players that are really contending to move out of the group at the moment, of course. So it'll be kind of fun to see how it turns out. As we do just have that Reaper Coming back up to the top side. A few Lings on the way out again. Ling speed is on its way from Nerchio as well. A few more Zerglings also just popping out here and starting to get ready to maybe move across the map. There's quite a few Lings. Against a 2-1-1, you're actually on a relatively low kind of unit count for a while, and against a spam of Zerglings, you can actually get quite a lot done as Nerchio. If you come forwards here, what you can do is you can pick off the first few Marines, which weakens the attack, and then even get some SCVs, which obviously can go a long way as well. Nerchio will go for the surround, and aLive actually moves away from what was kind of a bit of a better position for him. He was kind of tucked away, and he moved away from that slightly. Now he's going to lose a couple SCVs and more Lings up in the main. Oh, this is really bad, actually. Those Lings are going to get a little bit more damage done. Oh, a couple more Marines, this time accompanied by SCVs, is great, but obviously Nerchio, he's at the very least denying a lot of mine time, and now this natural is barely being used. There's oversaturation in the main. Again, the Marine count is completely kind of gotten rid of, which means that moving forwards here, you know, now all of a sudden the 2-1-1, the double medevac drop, is going to be so much weaker. Supply depot dropping down towards the front. We're going to be seeing again the Evo Chamber finishing up in the back of the main. So Nerchio getting ready to transition forwards now. He's going to go in towards probably a Carapace upgrade initially. Helps a lot with the lanes, and then allows you to transition into Roaches and other units with that upgrade already on them. It means you don't have to commit into Lingbane or Roach Hydra just yet. It gives you some time to figure out just exactly where you want to go in the long run. Queen's over here going to be throwing down some creep tumors as well, perhaps, to just keep on spreading this creep outwards. Again, another creep tumor here from Nerchio is coming down and pushing some creep out in towards the center at the moment. More creep from Nerchio continuing to drop, and again, more Lings actually coming down to gather up here near the front. Some Marines moving forwards, and they are going to be able to nibble away at a couple of those Zerglings. They're coming around the right hand side, and they're going to go in towards the front, and it's going to be trying to pick away at this Warlock. Again, a couple of depots not quite able to finish up just yet, but they will be on their way. The wall off is there, right? Even if they're still building, the wall is here, and it's going to be important. As we just have a moment or two, not much happening, I'm just going to put a big fight on between Cass and DNS. DNS just got his entire army, anti-armor missile, and he's being chased by Liberators. His Colossus are going to go down, and the Bioforce is going to be successful here in pushing that army back. It's a 5 base Protoss versus a 4 base Terran right there, and that game continues. Game 1 of DNS and Cass, 30 minutes in game. Back into this TvZ though, and we can see already that, again, just a little bit of a drop here and there, trying to get some more damage done. As we are going to be having these Lings of Nerchio coming around over to the right side. Combat Shields is on the way up too, just over halfway done here. Liberator also popping out in the next couple of moments, and again, I mean, the upgrade's finishing. Everything's getting very powerful for aLive to 2-base push this, actually. Didn't realize he's gone on to Hellion production on the reactor, which means that with the armory up, this is going to be Hellbats, and this is going to be a committed 2-base all-in, and Nerchio doesn't have the units to deal with this. 7 Banes morphing now, okay. Maybe he'll prove me wrong, because 7 Banes is the start of what he needs. When he sees this attack coming, he is on creep, right? So Nerchio knows about this. Obviously no Bane and speed to deal with this. There's Stim, there's Combat Shields. It's not an easy army to deal with. Let's see what Nerchio can do. He's going to jump on a couple of Hellions in the back already. The Bane's coming forwards, looking for the Marines. If he can get rid of the Marines, the Queens can kind of deal with the Hellbats afterwards, although right now he's actually doing a good job to get rid of the Hellbats without using the Banelings. This is really nice. The Queen's fighting the Hellbats still, and as the Banes come in, this is a really good defense from Nerchio so far. And with Queens transfusing each other, they're going to stay alive. Yes, a few drones have gone down. Yes, there's still a little bit of trouble underway. That Liberator, the side, is stopping mining. But Nerchio has such an economic advantage that over time here, this is still kind of okay for him as long as he cleans up in total. There's medevac going down the main base, so Marines are on their own. Again, now he just needs to get some Queens over to deal with that Liberator on at the 3rd base, and that would be huge for him, as we're going to be seeing these Marines get between the mineral lines over here. And we are going to be seeing the Lings coming forwards, and we are going to be seeing the Queens able to keep on cleaning this out. Liberator here continuing to clean up on the 3rd. Surprised Nerchio didn't get anything over there just yet. Finally a couple of Queeners to run around once again to get that going. Another Liberator comes into the main, but there's Queens nearby, so I mean, aLive did some damage, but he's only on 2 bases, and Nerchio will still survive with a worker lead in this game. So you are going to be seeing Marines and Hellions continue to clean up, and the Liberator still pushing around looking for other opportunities. Liberator comes around the side, another couple of Liberators coming through. Centrifugal Hooks is coming up, and +2 Carapace as well. 28 more Lings on the way up at the moment here, so it's a lot of production at the moment here from Nerchio. Continue to come on through, and then again, Creepers continue to push on out from the 4th base. Well, I mean, 1-1 upgrades just now starting from aLive. The 3rd CC is finished up, but is this really a playable game from him? I mean, yes, sure, it's playable, but is it winnable? It's going to take a little bit of special kind of... it's going to take a little bit of a special way around things. We're going to be seeing this Liberator tries to come through the top side. I mean, take some shots on the way. We are going to be having the couple of Medivacs loading up for some drop play. Creep spread's starting to get a little bit out of control in the center. Obviously something that aLive hasn't focused on for the last few moments. Liberator sieging up again, and Nerchio hold positions the drones. Just stops too much further damage being dealt. Again, as Bane Speed and +2 Carapace come through, he's pretty much only on Ling Bane, right? He doesn't have a Hydra Den or anything. Oh, he does. Does he build any Hydras yet? No. So he is just on Ling Bane for the moment. As we are going to be seeing the Liberator coming up the left-hand side, the Medivacs are going to be coming around here, and actually do get a pretty successful drop-off. Bane Speed just finishing up now. Those Marines go down in the end, and a Ling counter-attack on the 3rd base of aLive is going to kill so many workers. 12 SCVs go down. Queens will be able to kill this Liberator this time now as well. And it's just these 2 Medivacs that are still trying to do something, but the Lings are having too good a time. And this is Nerchio continuing to shut down aLive here in game number 2. Looking to tie things up 1-1 in this best of 3. Again, just another couple of creep teamers moving out on the map, pushing on forwards. The 4 bases set up here from Nerchio, and again, as +2 Carapace finishes, Nerchio has a bit of an upgrade lead for a while. A lot of Lings across the map, and he doesn't have the gas for too many Banelings, but he does have the ability to just come in here and shut down this 3rd base from being repaired, and that's actually a bit of a problem in itself. He gets into the natural 2. That's a game-ending maneuver, and that is going to be GG's. Nerchio takes game 2, and we're tied up as we continue onwards. By the way, DNS did end up winning that first game against Cass. I didn't actually get to see how the game ended, but apparently he was able to make it work, even after that fight looked so bad for him in the middle. As we jump in, and let's see what happens. We have to the upper left-hand side, it's going to be our Red Zerg player. This is Nerchio. And to the bottom right-hand side, the Blue Terran is aLive. Some discussion in the chat. I mean, honestly... The point in the chat that's being made is that aLive did a lot of damage with his attack, and that maybe I was praising Nerchio too much, and honestly, I don't agree. aLive didn't do a lot of damage with his attack. When you are going for a 2 base all-in, you have no upgrades, you have just 2 bases, 2 racks, you have no follow-up. If you come out of that attack 12 workers behind, there is no way on earth that I believe that Nerchio isn't insanely far ahead, and that attack did a lot. So, thinking about it more, I'm going to stand by what I said, honestly. I mean, again, you're welcome to disagree and think otherwise, but in my point of view, there is nothing that aLive had going for himself in that game. Yes, he had some harassment, but Nerchio just has 3 bases to defend, denies the 3rd, and he did exactly what he needed to. So, I don't know. Again, feel free to disagree. I just got a bit triggered because it felt like a bit of an attack on the cast, and maybe I shouldn't have. Sorry, I didn't mean to snap so much in the chat. Insert name. I just don't think I was being biased. Anyways, let's continue on and see what does happen. Is again a faster link speed here. Gas pool hatch from Nerchio. See what he tries to get done, and we'll see how things will continue here. As again, this is game number 3 now. The winner of this again is really in a good position to move through. Nerchio will be 3-0 in the group with DNS left to play. aLive would be 3-1 if he won this, which would be obviously good to move through. If he goes 2-2, he probably isn't going to move through, depending on other results, because if he loses this, Nerchio would have 3 wins, and if DNS wins against Cass, he will also have 3 wins. So obviously that becomes an elimination situation for aLive, just like that. Anyways, we're going to see the Queen. Just going to throw down some injects, obviously. I'm going to be seeing the starport coming down from aLive. A couple of Hellions going to be popping out of the main base. And going to be seeing what will happen in the next couple of moments. Yeah, I mean, a couple of Hellions obviously get some control on the map. Banner Nest already from Nerchio. I think this Banner Nest is really going to be... It's very early. Is he expecting a Hellbat attack? Is he looking to be aggressive himself? Well, no, he's making drones. Wow, that's a really safe Baneling nest. A really safe Baneling. I'm going to say safe because I really feel as though it's just preparation of a potential Hellbat attack. I'm intrigued to see where that goes. I'm going to see this Reaper hops up in towards the main base. We are going to see the Queen coming in and starting to target down that Reaper. Second Queen comes in to intercept. I mean, he sees the Bane nest. It's not really much of a scout, honestly. It does say Banelings rather than Roaches, which has been Nerchio's style until now. At least it was in the first game, and it wasn't in the second, I guess. So, I guess it is kind of a cool scout for aLive. I guess it actually gives him a little bit more information than I'm giving him credit for, right? Because now he does know that it's going to be a Baneling-based force, and maybe that means he can do a couple of different things rather than expecting Roaches here, so... Anyways, we are going to be seeing the Viking here coming in, fighting that Overlord, and is going to get taken down. Carapace and melee upgrades from Nerchio, so he is going to play Lingbane. As aLive for the moment, a Banshee on the way, another couple of refineries. I mean, obviously this is looking like mech, right, and the double armory will just confirm that. He's already got a third CC aLive, so that came in very early in the game. And that's, again, just a bit of a misread from Nerchio, just playing... Well, he saw the third CC as it was about to finish, right, so he saw it, but that was way after the Baneling nest was ready. So unfortunately for Nerchio, he kind of prepared to be defensive, but in reality he needed to just be as greedy as possible, because that's exactly what was happening for aLive. So aLive's greed is going to pay off for him here. He gets a nice fast third and he starts to set up into his mech army, as Nerchio has to figure that out. He has to try and find a way to play against it. Now, Lingbane Hydra can definitely work against mech. We've seen a lot of experimentation, I feel, lately with mech play once again and how to play against it. Swarm hosts have actually become, back into fashion just a little bit the last few days, as we are going to be seeing those Hellions coming forwards, and Queens do have to push those Hellions back for the moment. Those Hellions for now do get pushed back. Fourth base from Nerchio in the upper right hand corner, and again just Queens, Lings and Banes gathering themselves together. Rotron will drop down as well. So Rotron also coming through, and those Hellions for the moment are just going to come around through the center of the map off over to the left hand side to see what they can do next. Rotron is, as we mentioned before, on his way up, so that switch in towards Roaches for the mech play is coming through, and Nerchio with a small little counterattack. I mean, that's maybe a mule, a couple of SCVs. It's a nice little something that costs him very little and makes use of just a few things he already has out on the map here. Ooh, he doesn't have detection. Oh, Nerchio. That is so painful. He just wasn't expecting these Banshees at all. And these Banshees are going to start doing a lot, as you don't think he was really expecting these Hellbats either. aLive, look at this attack. This is doing a lot here. Kind of surprised the Queens don't just join in on the Banshees, because Banshees don't join in on the Queens, actually, because if he gets rid of those, the Hellbats are just going to be unstoppable for the most part. 15 drones, I mean, that's a lot of damage dealt here by aLive. That's really a lot of damage dealt here by aLive, so that is very painful. More Lings coming down the left-hand side. There's no follow-up here from Nerchio so far. That's done a lot, although this counter in, I mean, it could start to get something done. That depot raise is just in time. He will kill some SCVs here. So this is Nerchio able to get some damage back in the game, and that does give him some potential kind of forward momentum to maybe do something. He still has Banshees on the map to deal with, but the third base denied. Refineries are going down. Even another Hellbat that's kind of out in the front is taking a lot of damage. Is it going to fall? It is just going to go down. And even supply depots here. I mean, this is an entire third base denied right now. Fours will move out on the map, but Hydra's on the way up to deal with that. This was essential counterattack damage, and it was found from Nerchio. So, Nerchio, not pretty. He still lost 20 drones. That's never going to be something that's easy to recover from, but this was really as much as he could have hoped for in terms of helping him get back in the game. Can he hold on to the fourth base? That will be one of the big threats positioned here as the fours come across the map. He can potentially attack in towards the fourth. A couple of Hydras already pulling away to the left-hand side just a little bit. The fours attacking here and targeting down that initial Overlord, but yes, Hydra count is good and he's able to push this back. Nerchio holds on to the fourth. The fours don't do enough, and yeah, again, third base is just now getting reset here from aLive. That's a long time where he's been oversaturated. SCVs have not been positioned. He's been missing his 5th and 6th gases. And that's maybe the most important part of this. Delaying the gas against a mech player is hugely important. And again, Lings arrive as mules drop down especially. That is a nice timing for Nerchio. And again, that's going to deny a little bit more mining here. As fours come in towards the upper right-hand side, getting ready to drop down. And we are going to be seeing the couple of fours just coming through and going to be targeting down the hatch. Ooh, Hydras come in and they're going to get, oh my god, both of the medevacs, both of the fours. This game turned on its head so quickly that Nerchio is going to take that 2-1 victory, and aLive